When solving a word problem, you need to be patient. There's a lot of stuff going on, so don't get too stressed out by what's going on in the question. Reading the problem multiple times is completely normal, so don't freak out when you're dealing with word problems. Some of the steps you need to use to solve a linear word problem are just identify what you're looking for. What are you actually trying to solve for? And when you're looking for what you don't know, give names to what you don't know. Just put something down. Maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't, but just write it out. Just kind of clear up some of the story that's going on within the question. Next, translate the problem into the language of math. That means add, subtract, multiply, divide, just whatever it's asking you to do, just kind of translate it to that, kind of like an equation kind of a thing. And once you do that, just solve the equation or the equations found in the previous step, and then make sure that your answer makes sense. Is it possible? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You never know until you get there. And then finally, answer the question. What is it actually asking for? Not just a number, they want to know something. So let's start with the first one. The sum of 3 consecutive odd integers results in 45. What are the 3 integers? So we know we have number 1, number 2, and some number 3. And so we have sum of 3 consecutive odd integers. So if I say that number 1 is some x value, I can say that number 2 is just that x value plus 2, because that'd be the next odd integer. And then I could say that number 3 is the first odd integer plus 4, because it will be the second one after the first one. So I know I have number 1 is x, number 2 is x plus 2, and number 3 is x plus 4. And it says right here, the sum of them is 45. So x plus 2 plus x plus 4 is going to equal 45. Now I just solve. X plus x plus x is going to give me 3x. 2 plus 4 is going to give me 6. And it still equals 45. So I can subtract 6 over. And I'm going to get 3x equals 39. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So x is going to give me 13. But now I have what x is, but what is it asking? It wants to know what are the 3 integers. So what are these 3 numbers? Well, I know that the first number is going to just be x, which is 13. So the first number is going to be 13. The second number is just going to be x plus 2. So it's going to be 13 plus 2, which will be 15. And the last one's going to be whatever x is, which is, again, 13 plus 4, which will be 17. So my answers are 13, 15, and 17. 3 consecutive odd integers. Before taxes, Marissa earned $725 in 1 week after working 52 hours. Her employer pays time and a half for all hours worked in excess of 40. What is her hourly wage? Well, we know that she has earned $725 and she has worked 52 hours in that week and time and a half in excess of 40. So we're going to have to kind of do 2 separate things. She has her normal 40 hours she worked in a week at some amount she makes. So we can say that x is some amount she makes. So 40 times x. But we see that she worked up to 52 hours. So that's actually 12 hours of time and a half. So 12 hours at her normal wage, time and a half. So 1.5 her normal wage. And since she worked them all in 1 week, if we add them up together, we're going to get her total amount for the week, which is $725. And so from here, we can just solve the equation. 40x plus 12 times 1.5 is going to give us 18x equals 725. 40 and 18 are going to give us 58x equals 725. And then divide by 58 over, x is going to give us 12.5. So we know what x equals, but again, what is her hourly wage? And since we're dealing with money, we can say that her hourly wage is $12.50. Since we're dealing with money, we want to make sure to use the cent if possible. And there's your answer for this question. Last, dealing with simple interest, I equals PRT, where I is the interest charged, P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is time in years. So suppose you have a credit card with a balance of $2,800, and each month the credit card charges 14% annual simple interest on any outstanding balances. What is the interest that you will be charged on this loan after 1 month? So let's go with what we know. The interest? Don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. Because what is the interest? We don't know. Principal. Principal is the amount we start off with. So we know we have $2,800. The rate says right here is 14%. Cannot use a percent, so we're going to convert it to a decimal and call it 0.14. So just divide your percent by 100. And the time is 1 month. Now time has to be in years, so we have to convert 1 month to a year. So 1 month is just 1/12 of a year. And now we just plug it into our formula. I equals PRT. So I equals 2,800 times 0.14 times 1/12. And you can do it by hand, or you can just put it in a calculator, which is what I prefer to do. And I'm going to get 32.67. So what is the interest that you'll be charged? Again, we're dealing with money. So we are charged $32.67.